Welcome back, Rosebuds. How are y'all doing? Happy Monday. It's April 14th. We're almost there. We're almost to hot mornings and hot afternoons. In Georgia, it's so hard to dress for the weather. In the morning, it's super cold, and then in the afternoon, it's super hot, and that can get annoying. Okay. You see, I am sick and I don't like it. Okay. But I'm going to try to push through this without sneezing. If I do, please forgive me. But today we are going to talk about this woman here. Her name is Emily. And Emily was a Catholic school counselor who admitted to having sexual relations with an at risk student of a school she was um, very high up on the ladder at. Okay. I'm going to let law and crime sidebar with Jesse Weber kick this off, and then we'll end with a cute little article from the New York Post about this woman. I felt like it was very much on point, but it speaks to Emily Nutley's misandry. She is definitely a misandrist. You're going to see, on top of other things, a predator. But yeah, we're going to let this gentleman tell us about Emily.
Something else that your viewers outside of Ohio probably ought to know. This school, we call it St. X in Ohio, is an elite Catholic boys' school. In Cincinnati, Catholic men often will meet each other, and the very first question we'll ask is, which of the two competing high schools did you go to? One of which was St. X. And so this is an elite school that everyone in this area knows. And this woman was the head of the counseling program. So you can imagine the stakes were very high, and the prosecutors wanted to get this right. And one way to get it right is to get a guaranteed conviction.
By the way, why did this happen? Why did this deal work out literally right when the trial was supposed to start? Does that happen? They plead guilty like literally at the 11th hour?
It's a smart question. I know you're a lawyer, and maybe your viewers know you're a lawyer. That's a smart question. Here's probably what happened. This judge, Judge Branch, has a more relaxed policy about pleas. I appeared in many courts, and I've prosecuted cases in 12 different counties in Ohio, where the judge will say, there's no pleading just before the jury trial unless you're pleading to the indictment, which means because the judge can never stop you from pleading to the indictment. But if there's going to be a deal, and I've got a jury panel coming in for voir dire ready to talk, no, you're going to trial. So this judge, they probably felt her out and talked to her a little bit, both sides, of course, the defense and prosecutor, to see if she'd be willing to take a plea that close to trial on reduced charges. I'm here to tell you, and I felt this pain, not every judge will.
So when you say that, that means if she wanted to plead guilty to all 6 charges, I call it a deal, but it's not really a deal in the sense that the prosecutor didn't agree on a prison time or didn't agree on a sentence, right? That's going to be up to the judge. Is that typical? Hey, listen, we'll drop the other 4 charges, right? You'll plead guilty to 2. It's not in our control what the sentence will be. I think it's 1 to 5 years for each charge. Is that typical that the prosecutor either will not or cannot guarantee what the sentence will be?
It is, and we call this a free to argue. Sometimes as part.
Okay, so I'm going to end it here. I feel like this lady is really gross, okay? To sleep with a 17-year-old student, and like the kid was trying to break it off, okay? Like he was at risk, he was trying to break it off. This woman would not leave him alone, okay? But can you believe that as this woman is going through this indictment and the trial and all of that, her husband decided to divorce her like 2 weeks after she was charged with this. He was filing for divorce. And I'm going to read to you what her argument was from this woman named Anna Young. She writes for the New York Times. But yeah, she had the audacity, and this is why I call her a misandrist on top of other things. She had the audacity to blame her husband for doing the do with this student. Absolutely egregious, like my shirt says. And also, if you like this shirt and you'd like to get it, I will drop the link to it in the description box on top of the article that we went over and the video of the article that we're about to go over now and the video that we just watched. Okay. So, yes, this is my egregious sweatshirt from Cart Before the Horse Productions. And we are talking about an egregious woman named Emily Nutley. Egregious Emily. Egregious Emily. Okay. But anyway, in this article written by Anna Young, she drags Emily and she should be dragged. Okay. Listen to this. Married teacher at elite Catholic school accused husband of neglect after admitting to SMEX with student sending him nudes. Now, girl, are you serious? Like, are you kidding me? Okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's a no, ma'am. A teacher at an elite Catholic boys' school in Ohio admitted she had SMEX with a 17-year-old student and sent him nudes, then accused her husband of neglect when he filed for divorce. Emily Nutley, 43, pleaded guilty Monday to 2 counts of sexual battery for having a sexual relationship with an underage boy at St. Xavier High School, a prestigious Jesuit boys' institution in Cincinnati, during the fall 2023 semester, a spokesperson for the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office told the Post. The depraved educator, egregious Emily, was fired in October 2024 when an internal investigation led to her arrest and indictment after her accuser came forward. Good for you, young man. If you are seeing the ticker at the bottom of the screen, researchers have found that at least 1 in 6 men have experienced sexual abuse or assault, whether in childhood or as adults. Emily has now contributed to that number. I just cannot with her. This is Emily Nutley again. Nutley's soon to be ex husband, Jonathan Nutley, filed for divorce just weeks later, leading his perverted wife to claim that he was guilty of gross neglect of duty and extreme cruelty during their marriage, according to legal documents obtained by TMZ. TMZ, they are always up in everybody's business. But can you believe her? Can you believe her accusing her husband of being guilty of gross neglect of duty and extreme cruelty while you're out here sexually abusing a 17-year-old kid at school? Prosecutors said the former head counselor pursued the minor outside of school hours, texting the youngster nude photographs of herself and sexually explicit messages shortly after she was hired. So she got hired to that school and got straight to business. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I cannot with her. The warped educator was supervising a program aimed at helping students struggling with academics. When she met the student who was participating in the at-risk group, officials said. The affair turned physical in November, with Nutley reportedly performing gawk gawk on the student and the duo having smex a month later. Listen, my son is 14. Girl, anybody hurt my son like this, it's going to be a problem. This is not right. Okay? This is so inappropriate and egregious. I cannot with her. The encounters took place on and off school grounds. Prosecutors said Nutley continued to trail the student after he tried to end their illicit rendezvous. She wouldn't let him go. The predatory relationship was discovered through an internal investigation by school administrators who contacted Springfield Township Police. The department then launched its own investigation. Nutley could spend up to a decade behind bars when she is sentenced on June 10th. She is also required to register as a sexual offender for the rest of her life, the prosecutor's office said. This is egregious. Emily, you are so foul for this. If you had issues with your husband in your marriage, you should have went and sought counseling. And I am sure that counselor would have been able to help you make better decisions than deciding to go and sleep with a 17-year-old kid at a school that you're the head counselor of. That is so inappropriate. How is this young man going to trust women going into his adulthood when a person of authority, while he was a kid, took such gross advantage of him? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Emily. Just egregious. Like, whew. Anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. I will drop all links to the things we covered today in the description box, and also the link to purchase any t-shirts that you might find cute on Cart Before the Horse Productions website. Get yourself a hoodie. It'll keep you warm, especially when you have a cold. If you've made it this far in the video, please drop a rosebud in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next video, which will be on Wednesday, okay? April 16th, okay? So see y'all then. Bye, rosebuds.